On April 1st, 2021, I ditched a career I absolutely hated to better myself and do the things I've always wanted to do. And that included my growing love and obsession with Ireland. I want to learn everything. Culture, history, mythology, music, and the language. Which, if I'm being honest, looks really hard to learn, but I'm going to give it the old Smith try. Then, of course, there is my love of pubs and the role that they've played throughout history, and no better example of that than on that beautiful, beleaguered island in the North Atlantic, Ireland. April 1st, 2026, I depart for the Emerald Isle, and for 1 year, I'll hike town by town and conduct interviews with pub owners, pub regulars, historians, town know-it-alls, musicians, and basically anybody that wants to talk to me. If you'd like to support the project and the journey, basic Patreon support is only $3 a month, but just liking a video or subscribing to the channel and following the journey is just as helpful. I'm always looking for volunteers to work as liaisons for the project too, so if you live in Ireland and know people, feel free to hit me up. This is a huge goal and I need all the help I can get. The Smitty Learns Irish Pubcast begins April 26th and will be my life's work. Thank you. And welcome to Smithhole the Third. I am Smitty. Yes. What the fuck day is it today? January 8th, 2024. The Smithhole is up and running and open for business. You guys, I can't fucking tell you how excited I am at the very idea that I now have a workable studio, and I'll probably wax all sort of romantic about it at some point during the podcast. But this is how it goes, man. For the live podcast recordings on Patreon, and I will get into the new schedule. I know it always fucking seems like I just always have a schedule, and then I haven't really fucking kept up with it as much as I would like to. We've talked all sorts about the outside environment things that have been fucking with me. But now we got all kinds of space. We got all kinds of time. We got all kinds of positive fucking energy and motivation, man. I cannot begin to tell you. So on the podcast, live recordings on Patreon, and the occasional on YouTube, maybe once every 2 weeks, I will basically just run it like a fucking radio show, man, with music, fucking song reactions, and all sorts of other fun-ass things to talk about, and including the word of the day. Then we're going to get into the live stream. Do have some request suggestions already coming in from Nick. Some ones that I think I may have heard of before. I'm not sure. But the word of the day. I didn't even have this up and running. And I should say, for the patrons, specifically McTighe, I intentionally did not post the link on the first podcast alert post on Patreon. I know that was probably confusing. I know people probably expected the link to go with it, but I meant to do that. Believe it or not. What is that fucking show? Ripley's Believe It or Not? How's that show not on anymore? I mean, that's basically the internet. That's basically fucking YouTube, is Ripley's Believe It or Not on a daily fucking basis. But I like to start out with the word of the day and just to learn things, you know? I like to learn words. I like to learn languages. And first of all, see if I know it. Then if I know how to pronounce it, etc., etc. Ooh, this is a new word to me, kind of. Maybe. I'm a fucking smartass. Largess. Largess. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Largess. I mean, that's what the pronunciation says. Largess. Let's see.
Largess.
Largess. All sorts of fucking fun things we can do with that word. What does that fucking word mean? I don't know. Generosity of spirit or attitude. I kind of like that word. Largess. Generosity of spirit or attitude. Let's learn more, shall we? Where the fuck does this word come from? First recorded in 1175 to 1225. Also spelled Largesse, and comes from the Middle English word largesse from Old French. It's related to large, which comes from the Latin word meaning ample or generous. Despite her humble beginnings, why do I have to fucking say in that stupid voice? The politician displayed an incredible largess for sponsoring scholarships for underprivileged students. Oh, no fucking shit. What do they call that? What's that line from Wizard of Oz that I've seen way too many times? I know all the lines from. The good deed doers, see? Philanthropist, I think, is maybe an example of largesse. All right, fucking A. See if we can work that into a practical sentence at some point during the podcast, which I can never, ever guarantee that that'll happen. Man, I was going to do, I actually started taking the video because I did, a quick on a fucking talk practice, my first recording in this new place, and it was... I didn't have anything in it, it was still pretty empty. There were boxes everywhere. I took a quick little fucking tour by cell phone of the new digs and kind of narrated through it and everything. And I said I would do it before and after, but I fucking I started taking the video this morning, and I was going to do that very thing. And I was like, this fucking place is kind of dirty still. I don't know if I want anybody to see it, because I really have just gotten fucking everything put away. The studio's still not done. I still have some insulation foam, and it was so funny. I was talking to the landlord, and the wording, I think, is very specific in here. And I love this fucking place, and I'm going to get into exactly why. But, I text landlord, and I go, hey, I got some pictures and things I'd like to hang up, and what are the fucking, what's the rules surrounding that? Because I didn't see anything in the lease regarding, I saw something about you don't make changes or remodeling changes or something like that without talking to the landlord or whatever. I'm like, well, that's not what I want to do. I want to hang things, right? It's pretty standard to hang pictures in your place, but I'm hanging all sorts of fucking podcast shit. I'm putting staples in the walls with the fucking studio foam, but and he goes, yeah, you can hang pictures. And I was like, well, I said things and pictures. But I think the landlord was in here because I had an issue with my toilet. It was the water issue in the building, actually. And that was a fucking another funny story. I came in here to do work, put things together. And, it's the new place. I was paying rent. I had to poop. So I took, I took a number 2. And I'm sorry to be graphic, but it has to do with this particular story. And all of a sudden, in the course of 30 seconds after I hit flush, I just started hearing commotion, people running and things outside in this apartment building, because there's a tattoo shop right downstairs. And at the front door, a business storefront, where I live, just above. Anyway, point of the fucking story, I started hearing all this commotion and you're running, and all of a sudden I get a knock at the door. There's a dude fucking working with it clearly fucking wide eyes. He's like, hey, did you just flush the toilet? And I was like, yeah. He goes, dude, we're working downstairs. There's a water issue. And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't get any text message. Sorry about that. And I'm like, okay, well, I just won't use the water anymore, clearly. Next day, I came here and did the same thing. And while not a poo this second time, I did number 1 and flushed again. And immediately when I fucking flushed, I go, oh my God, are they still working on that? Fuck. And I just immediately was like, oh no. And I went into the kitchen because they had said they turned the water off. And I didn't have any water, and I was like, fuck. And as soon as I heard dum, 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 coming up the stairs, and I was just like, fuck. And I just walked, and I opened the door, and I met the guy. As soon as he was about to knock, I was like, I know exactly why you're fucking coming up here, man. And I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. And it literally, from what he said, he goes, yeah, I almost didn't get out of the way in time, so clearly it was falling somewhere, what they were working on. And I'm like, oh man, hopefully I did not cover motherfuckers and shit on the first flush that was a number 2, because the way that I was like, I'm fucking sorry, man. I didn't know. And then I forgot the next day. And I made sure to text the landlord and be like, hey, you want to text me when that shit's done? And I literally fucking just made a sign for my stupid ass because I almost flushed it again when I had to pee. I'm like, well, I gotta pee. What am I gonna do? I'm just not gonna flush. But my stupid fucking brain was almost like flush, and I was like, oh, no. Pulled my hand back, and I made a fucking sign: "Do not flush," and gorilla tape that motherfucker right in front of the fucking toilet handle. But holy fucking shit, man! I love this place, and I told the landlord this, man. I was like, this place is fucking great compared to. And it's not to talk shit about living with my parents, but as a fucking 40, I just turned 48 the other day. And I'm like, fuck. For someone who's been independent your whole life, and all of a sudden that shit happens, and you're with your parents, and you're like, oh, God. I love that they had the space, and I love that they were able to take me in so I wasn't fucking homeless. I mean, that would not have been ideal. But it's just like... From that to this, and especially that fucking Cadillac fucking place, man, in the basement. And this is way better. I got gigantic fucking like 10, 12-foot ceilings. I don't know. I haven't fucking measured it yet. My dad asked me, he's like, did you measure that? And I was like, I don't fucking bet. Why would I measure the ceiling from the ceiling to the floor? Why would I do that? What I did was like, man, when I was moving in, I bought a stepladder because I'm like, oh, these fucking lights are just, they're, super high. And I bought a stepladder, and I brought the stepladder as I was bringing it in. I was like, oh, probably should have measured that because there's no way, even though I need that stepladder because all of my shelving is super high. They made this place for fucking giants, apparently. I'm 5'10". I didn't think I was that fucking short. But I was like, oh, clearly I need a big-ass fucking ladder for this place. But, man, it is just a fucking... vibe. Makes me feel Largess. I'll probably wax fucking all sorts of romantic. One really, because I moved to the bustling metropolis of Barcelona. It's like I was in Kalkaska before when you say there's really none of what I'm about to say, I mean disrespectfully. Really at all. It's just the way it is. It's small town living, man, in northern Michigan. I was in Kalkaska, and I get off of work at sometimes midnight, close to. It's usually anywhere between 10:30 at night, 11 o'clock, and you're like, oh, I want something to eat. There's nothing at home. Everything's closed. Pretty much everything's closed. The new Taco Bell in Kalkaska is closed, and it closes at 10. I'm like, what the fuck is the point? Why do you even have a Taco Bell if it closes? I think it's a soft opening. It's not because, by the way, this is the first Taco Bell in Kalkaska ever, and everybody's so stoked. And I don't even want to go for like the first fucking 2 or 3 months. I was talking with a coworker about this very thing, where there's gonna be a fucking line of people for like 2 or 3 months, probably. So, but they were still only open till 10. If you're going to have a fucking soft opening and be Taco Bell, at the very least, open later in the day. If you don't have enough staff yet, which I understand. It's fucking rough and tough to get staff in this area, among other places. But open later. The whole point, the whole goal of Taco Bell is we're open late. We're open till like 2, And when I'm fucking coming home and I want... couple grilled cheese stuffed fucking chicken burritos, then I want 2 grilled cheese stuffed chicken burritos. Okay, you fucking think that was the other night. I was just about to get off of work and it just had that soft opening, and I was like, oh, fucking Taco Bell. You got to check online because you never know what the fuck is open or not anymore. And 10 fucking o'clock. You gotta be fucking kidding me. So anyway, I moved from that town to Mansalona, which is 15 minutes on the adjacent county. What is that, north? 15 minutes north of Kalkaska? Right on 131. And then it's smaller. It's smaller. I was just like, it's so funny, though, because I have everything I need right here. I really do. Jailhouse Cannabis is right down the road. When I say right down the road, it's fucking half a block. You know, I already walked in there once and I want to try to make friends with these people. And uh, right after that, I fucking came home and I ordered pizza, and there's a pizza shop that is only open. I'm not talking shit. It's just the way it is in these small towns. And you're just like, oh, this place is only open until, I think they open for lunch from 11 to 1. Then they close and they open at 4 until 8. And it's good pizza. But it's a fucking small town and they have staffing issues clearly like everybody else. But I fucking ordered pizza and I walked my fucking happy ass right across the street where there's barely any traffic, and you just fucking give it a quick look, and you walk across the street, and you grab your pie, and you walk just all happy ass right back across the street upstairs to my fucking apartment. So there's some good things about this town. I love it. I love it because it is undergoing a little bit of a resurgence. And the legal weed stores have a lot to do with it, including Jailhouse Cannabis, and it was fucking hilarious. The other day, I can actually show you this picture. Let me pull this motherfucker up. Jailhouse Cannabis, which I have not asked them to for permission to use their likeness. Hopefully they're okay with it. Okay. When somebody asks me, hey, is it okay if you, are you sure it's okay for you to smoke weed? And what's the fucking word, Smith? Are you having a stroke, wordsmith? Clearly not. Hey, do you think it's okay to smoke weed in your apartment? Well, there's a Jailhouse Cannabis sign on my living room. That is so funny. Yep. Which, by the way, I know I've outed myself, is my fucking cat comes in here. You are not allowed in here. Okay? I'm going to get this cat out of here because he will fuck with things. Look at here's what I'll do. While I'm going on the live stream to go get my cat out of here and warm up my coffee that I have sitting there, enjoy my live look at my living room. It's not a live look, but I think you know what I mean. Give me a second, you guys. And I'm back. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, you guys. Let's get rid of this fucking Jailhouse Cannabis. It's going to attract attention. I don't want that attention. So funny. That cat really did not want to leave. He was like, fuck you, I'm going to stay in here and you got to chase me around. Hey, back on the live stream. What the fuck was I going to say? Oh, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I'm in Mansalona now. It's not like I'm talking shit, but I'm not. It's just funny. There's no laundromat. I was like, oh, there's got to be, right? It's a small town. That's just a thing, really. Big towns, too. Clearly, everybody needs to do laundry. Laundromats are a thing. There's no laundromat here. Just closed down. There's a friend of mine that lives close to here. And I messaged her, and I'm like, is there a fucking laundromat in this town? Because Google says it's closed. And she's like, oh, I thought it was open. No, I guess it's fucking closed. It's so out of the loop for anybody that doesn't have to go to the laundromat. Like yours truly up until recently. But I was like, fuck, where's the laundromat? There's one at Bel Air, which is west of here. I would say 15 minutes. I haven't mapped that out yet. Or Kalkaska, where I just moved from. And I'm like, well, shit. And I was just like, man, I guess I'm going to be the guy that does the laundry at his parents'. I'm like, I stayed there for a while. Plus, it allows me, I can actually help them out a little bit every once in a while still. Because they're getting up there. Dad's got issues. Mom's got issues, kind of. So I can help a little bit. Take the recycling back. Maybe shovel if I get there early enough and my dad hasn't felt the fucking need to do it at 7 o'clock in the morning. You can wait, Just saying. Oh, now I got some coffee in me. What was I going to talk about? Yeah, so there's no laundromat in this town. There's one grocery store. And that was yesterday, just trying to get home to watch the fucking Lions game. I was planning on I'm going to stop and get some nachos and make some rad nachos. basically break that in with nacho farts, the new Smith hole. And there's one person working the register. There's no self-checkout at this particular family fair. And there was, again, staffing. It's just an issue. Or there's 5 people with giant fucking grocery, probably not all giant, but it seems like that when you're standing in line waiting for the and I was not late for the Lions game, but I thought I was going to be. If I'm late for that fucking Lions game. I was shocked I even had the day off. We have a special event at work. We're usually closed Mondays and Tuesdays, so we alternated days off. And I'm like, you can give me Sunday off so I can watch the Lions game. Since I'm working Tuesday. Fucking A. So I was just like, all right, we're going to have a super fun football nachos. And I ate all of them. I ate all of them. I made a giant fucking pan of nachos. Basically, that's a heart attack. And well, let's give that one a week. Back to the Smith hole. It was so funny. Let's get this photo ready to go. Let's make fun of Donna, shall we? I don't know. I'm gonna do some sort of new segment. I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet. Suggestions in the comment section. What should I call this new segment that I'm going to describe and tell you about right now? Let's find Donna's comment. I'm actually titling that right now in OBS. Donna's comment. You just got to fucking sense that sarcasm. Where's Donna's comment? There's Donna. There's Donna. This is fucking awesome. I love this. It never fails, man. Wait, no, let's put that out there. Whoa! If you're watching this podcast via video, I just don't know how to do this stuff ahead of time, apparently. But Donna, it says 12 hours ago on the actual screenshot that I posted, but it was a couple months ago. I've just been sitting on it. I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to name this segment that is dedicated to uptight motherfuckers. I really am going to explain. I don't explain this much anymore. And I never, ever, ever respond negatively to anybody in the comment section, first of all. I just don't believe in it. I don't think you got to be a fucking asshole. Even if somebody's being a fucking asshole to you, just let it go. Unless they get stupid. All right? If they get stupid, then I'm going to get fucking stupid with them. But especially when it has to do with how I talk. I don't give it the fucking time of day, but I am going to start talking shit to people on the podcast because that's fun for me. Donna says, I wish I could remember what video this was on. It doesn't really matter because it could be any video. It really could be. And these are all mostly any complaints about how much I swear are on most of the time have to be made by people who are seeing my videos for the first time on a reaction channel or something, or just happen to watch a clip of the podcast or something. And they're ones that are probably maybe never going to watch it again. But if you are one of these people that have bitched about the way that I talk, and you're still watching, first of all, thank you. I value you. Second of all, I'm going to address this right now. Donna said on some video, how many times could some old guy say fuck? It sounds phony and forced. First of all, Donna, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, it is neither phony nor forced. I am what you call just a natural swearer. Always have been. Always have been. Even when I was a little kid, I've had some of I bet my favorite compliment is one that Cartman gave me at the radio station, who's coming on the podcast, by the way. I can't wait for that. He says, you can do, what was the quote? Smitty can do things with 4-letter words that most people that I've met can't. You know, I just have a way, and I know it. So first of all, Donna, fuck off with that. Second of all, how many times can some old guy say fuck? Just fucking makes me laugh. Am I that old? I just turned 48. There's no fucking way that Donna is not 64 years old, okay? Sorry, Donna, all right? Like, I fucking really, I just am baffled at this point. It kind of gets on my nerves and was pointed out by Claire Cullen, who I had on the podcast, who is Irish, and she does Irish YouTube and content creator stuff. And she gets that too, because she swears. But she's like, it's mostly Americans. It's almost all fucking strictly Americans. Just uptight motherfuckers that think they have some sort of say, or think that they should have some sort of say over how you talk. You know? And working at the fucking radio station, and first of all, I never said fuck live on the air. You know, there have been tracking accidents. Let's just put it that way. And some swear words have gotten over on accidental recordings and things like that have not been edited properly. But that's different. Second of all, I never said fuck live on the air. I can turn it off, and I always likened it to I wouldn't swear in front of my grandmother. But she's like the only one. You know, if I'm in a group of people or a company of people that I don't talk like that, I tend to not. If I know that they don't like it, you know, I know my audience. But one of the things about like doing this podcast and talking on the microphone in general, which I feel like I was always really good at. When I was on the radio specifically, just realizing, you know, the way that you're taught to do it, at least at Specs Howard School of Broadcast Arts, that you're supposed to talk into the microphone like you're talking to a friend, right? That's the whole idea, is to relate to somebody. You can't fucking do that if you're all stiff. There's some fucking people that can do that, not me. And when I decided to leave the radio station, you know, do this fucking podcast, I'm like, look, swearing is allowed. You might not get monetized. What YouTube does, if you swear too much, which they'll say, okay, this can't be monetized because you swear too much, or your ad options will be limited because you swear too much. But some videos that I swear, they're just like, yeah, you're fine. It's all about what you say and that. But much more than just being able to swear. It 100% is more about just like freedom of thought. Because these motherfuckers that say that they don't fucking swear, first of all, are liars, probably. You know? You're probably full of shit. You probably swear. If you don't, I take it back. But what do you watch on TV? What kind of music do you listen to? What kind of movies do you watch? I would like to know that. Because that's a fucking hilarious thing about like YouTube too, where if, let's say for instance, I'm doing a reaction video and I'm doing a reaction video to a fucking comedian like Dave Chappelle or Eddie Murphy or George Carlin or whatever. You know, they say fuck a lot, which is one reason why I do, because those people say fuck, and I've listened to those people my entire fucking life. Not to mention all the hip-hop and Metallica and James Hetfield saying fuck, and, you know, it's just a thing. Anyway, if I'm doing a reaction video to one of those fucking guys, YouTube will allow their swearing, but they won't allow mine. Huh? So there's your fucking double standard with people. You know what I mean? It's not okay for fucking some schmuck like me, who was also in the fucking infantry. I was a paratrooper, and sorry, all those fucking guys swear too. Plus, it's just the way I talk. People really fucking feel like they have to control your fucking language, man. You know? There's no kids watching this. Or maybe there shouldn't be. I talk about fucked up shit. It's not made for kids, you know? But anyway, Donna, go fuck yourself. But if you're still watching, you know, I appreciate you. It was so funny too. This is a great example of like, I was talking to a coworker the other day about challenges of pimping out a podcast or something like that. And, and I'm like, well, I think I'm pretty aware of my challenges. And I've talked about this a little bit, but I'll try to put it like this. So many people, when they heard me on the radio or whatever, or see these reaction videos, it's their first fucking thing. And if I happen to be swearing or something, it's just like, oh, he's a loud fucking asshole. You know what I mean? My great friend Samantha, who came on the podcast, I actually did her podcast. I wish I could remember the name of it. I don't know if she does it anymore. But I was on her podcast, and she was telling me that when she first met me at the radio station where we worked together, that she's like, I just thought you were a loud, fucking vulgar. It's the other word I'm looking for. Not grating. I'm sure I grate on people's fucking nerves. I guarantee that. I'm kind of annoying. But just sort of abrasive. That's the word I'm looking for. Kind of abrasive and vulgar and loud and in your face. I'm like, yeah, I get that. But the one, it's like you fucking get to know me a little bit. And I got that the other day, too. When was that? Oh, I told you guys about making mustard and going down to see good buddy Ryan. And we set the whole thing up. We were going to surprise him, but we set the whole thing up with his girlfriend Amy, and and it had been a while since I'd seen him, and it was nice to go there and see him, and seeing his kid Luke, and it was fun to just see everybody. And just after we left and we were heading back down, I was fucking hammered. And I think McTighe messaged, unless I'm misremembering this, I was pretty drunk. In the passenger seat, mind you. Tim was sober driving. Anyway, McTighe goes, Amy said you're a really nice guy. Something like that. She was surprised. He's like, yeah, I don't hang out with fucking dickheads. I'm like, I appreciate you saying that. But it was just one of the things where I haven't talked to Amy that much. And the things I post on social media sometimes, I include fuck. And I do it just to fucking bug people. You know what I mean? Because I know some people hate it. And I'm just like, well, I'm just going to intentionally say fuck in those instances a lot of times because I just know it bugs people. Or not intentionally put it in there because, like I said, it just flows. You know this if you fucking watch me for any length of time. But I purposefully leave it in. Let's put it that way. But it was just so funny. It was just because I didn't know Amy that well. I met her once before, I think. And she's just like, hey, he's a nice guy. I'm like, yeah, see, every once in a while I get one of those. And they're like, okay. All right. But let's actually talk about the schedule right now because I'm doing it all. I'm in this new place. I have this second chance. I cannot fucking wait to just do stuff, and to build on the momentum that I've gotten, and I just felt like I haven't felt like I've been able to capitalize on the momentum that I've been getting, and I really want to start doing that, okay? So I'm doing 3 podcasts a week. Those will live stream tentatively in case anything happens. I'm going to keep you guys in the loop. I've also sucked at that lately, and I apologize, first of all, that I haven't kind of let you know that I haven't been doing some of the things, but I just kind of figured everybody was aware. And I shouldn't do that. But then at least 2 album reactions a week, including hopefully a live set. Maybe a live set once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. We're going to see how this new schedule goes. A Sunday morning talk practice that I'm going to try to do on Patreon exclusively every Sunday, just because it's fucking fun to get on and do that around 10 a.m. Eastern. These are all Eastern Standard Times, by the way. So this week, I think I'm going to do the new Empire State Bastard, and when I say I think, I am going to do the new Empire State Bastard album reaction. The new album from The Scratch out of Ireland. I'm going to do that reaction because I can't fucking wait. I've been waiting to do that. And then I don't know which one yet, but a King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard live album or live set reaction. Okay. I think I got that. And these are just going to happen more and more frequently. Hopefully it adds up to more patrons. I don't really, I don't know. I just want for myself to do all the things. I have let so much stuff go. I haven't been as creative as I have wanted. I haven't done any sort of like audio productions, or which I really want to get back to. You know, I love doing that shit. I want to be creative, and I'm so fucking just grateful and excited that I have this second opportunity to do this shit. You know, fuck yeah, fuck yeah, man, fuck yeah, man. It was so cool. My great friend Susan, here's another picture I got to pull up. My great friend Susan, Melton. I know her. I worked with her in radio for years. She's a DJ on the I think the program director as well on the country station that was in the same company as me. And she does the Sidewalk Chalk Project, and I'm going to get some of these numbers wrong. I could look it up on Facebook, but I'm not going to in this moment. She's got, I don't know how many thousands of followers. She's had several, like, big news stories done on her on local news. I think some national things as well. And what she does, and why she started was and I've had her on the podcast before, Susan Melton. Maybe I'll remember to put that link up here somewhere in the video or somewhere in the Spotify description of the podcast as well. But she started doing the Sidewalk Chalk Project, just chalking a positive message on the sidewalk once a day. She started doing that to fight her own mental health declines, you know, and to bring herself out of like suicidal thoughts. And this fucking woman is one of my great friends, and she actually, how many days? I don't know how many days in a row. I think 10 years in a row, she hasn't missed a day. She just goes and she chalks. The woman's in her 60s now at this point. And I walked into my apartment the other day to find this right outside my fucking apartment door. That's the thing too about like posting. Only look back to see how far you've come. With the arrow pointing right into my place, by the way. I also realized maybe I shouldn't like put publicly where I live. So if you're watching or listening to this and you're thinking about showing up, please don't. I know you know where I live, but that doesn't mean you got to show up. If I invite you, that's different. But yeah, man, I'm like, oh my God. I felt so fucking stoked. She's one of the nicest fucking people. She's responsible for a lot of these memorabilia things. If you're watching the video, just over I don't even know what shoulder I'm looking at here. Is that my left shoulder? I'm moving my left shoulder. So over my left shoulder, there's a Star Wars clock that's always, I set it to 420 because it broke. I think it was kind of a really delicate plastic piece that it had broken. I'm like, oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It'll always be set to 420. There's a Star Wars clock always set to 420. Plus, what else did she get me? Something in here. Oh, this R2-D2 thing behind me. The Star Wars windshield mat right behind me. And I'm like, well, I'll just put that up in the studio too. So she is a giant contributor to Smithhole memorabilia as well, and chalked outside my house. I thought that was super fucking cool, man. Way to go, Susan. You made me feel good. Way to go, Susan. Did want to talk real quick, just fucking Detroit Lions finished their season yesterday at 12-5, and they're the division winners, and it's the greatest fucking Lions team that I've ever seen assembled. And I don't know, we're going to talk way more football probably on these podcasts coming up, especially if I get some buddies on, might do a couple watch parties with the bros or something like that. But it is the most exciting time in the history, other than when Barry Sanders was there. because you're always like Barry's going to win it with a fucking 1,000,000-yard run. But now you're just like, it's going to be willed to happen by Dan fucking Campbell, who is easily, to me, hands down fucking winner for Coach of the Year. You know, hands fucking down. There cannot be anybody above Dan Campbell. He has just made my life better. And my friends and families, and oh my God, they are the fucking division champs, and they are playing Matt Stafford and the Rams at Ford Field. I think that was to be determined still. I think there might be one more. Maybe there isn't a game tonight. I'm not sure. Maybe those seeds are set. I know the seeds are set, but the time and date of the games, if I have to fucking work on that game. Hoping it's Monday night. Let's cross our fingers for Monday Night Football, because that's the only way that I'll be able to watch. Unless I get called off for it being slow, which happens this time of year. It's slow, so we're on rotations with the other servers at work. You know, it's Dad, call this guy out. This guy is off today. This guy's off tomorrow. You just get early out. It's just the way it is. But let's hope for that too, you know. Let's see. But it's the fucking greatest time to be a Lions fan right now. I don't know if they're going to win the Super Bowl. I think they can. It's like there's some issues with the defense, and I don't think there's huge issues as everybody says. We're going to talk about football more as we go on into this postseason, I'm sure. And since this podcast is going to be 3 days a week now, I'm going to be talking probably that. Hopefully you're okay with that if you're watching and listening to the podcast. Why are you talking football? It's about time to get the hell out of here, man. I really appreciate you coming on. I appreciate the suggestions. Steve, Nick, everybody else that were on. And if you are watching this after the fact, podcast, live streams, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 o'clock Eastern AM. Those podcasts get chopped up into the talkie bits, become the podcast on YouTube and Spotify, and then all the individual reactions get posted on YouTube. And I come in with a suggestion. You never know. I usually have a plan of what I want to do. I didn't have that many songs planned out today, so thanks for the suggestions because they helped. And then, of course, at least two album reactions and maybe one live stream a week. Live set reactions, excuse me. And then I'm bringing the fucking fire. I am bringing the fucking fire, man. Guests, the fun things, you know. It's pretty fucking incredible that I get to do this again, you know, that I just get another shot and another chance to just kind of turn this into what I want to, you know. Just have fun with it, and that's the big thing. Where if you're not having fun, why the fuck you doing it? So this better be fun, and this honestly was a really fucking fun. About 2 hours, 15 minutes. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I got things to do. Thank you.
So long, sucker.
Good night, everybody.
I am so sorry for everything that has happened.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, all right, I'll see you guys there. By the bar and get face, huh? Get me paid, bitch. Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog. I love y'all very much. Peace out.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
What the hell, everything?